Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining. My name is Gabe Pyle, Program Director for the Industrial and Innovative Design Program here at the International Center for Creativity. And I'm here with another grad interview. Today, we're going to hear from Lia Branch. Lia, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is exciting.
I am excited too because I am sure that so many of you have seen or have smelled some of the stuff that Leah has worked on, but we get to hear a little bit more about what she does right now. Leah, if you wouldn't mind, could you give us a rundown of who you are, what year you graduated,
Yeah.
what you did after you graduated, what you're doing now, and kind of a little bit of a story of how you got there?
Yeah, for sure. So my name is Lia Branch, graduated class of 22. That was about a while ago now that I think about it. Right now, what I do is I work at Bath and Body Works. I'm an associate designer for them. I work on the wallflower team and car fragrance team. So those plugins that you see and the car fragrances that you put in your car, we engineer and design those. I've been with them for about 3.5 years now. But we are located in Columbus, specifically Reynoldsburg, up on Broad Street. And then if you go to Easton, we're at the Easton location too, next to Express. But yeah, that's what I do. Typically, a normal day looks like for me is a bunch of sketching. We do a lot of brainstorming and mood boards. Depending on the season, we work a year in advance. So right now, we're about to start fall for next year, and then we'll be on Christmas for next year as well. So everything's kind of like the years get mixed up sometimes because we're so far in advance, it seems like. But yeah, that's a little bit of what I do. And yeah, just a lot of sketching, a lot of brainstorming. We also do CAD work too, which is exciting. Currently learning how to do ZBrush. So that's the
Okay.
3D modeling CAD. And it's been interesting, but it's been good. It's nice to learn new skills. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's so interesting to me. The sketching and the CAD. Obviously, those are the kinds of things that we're teaching at the ICC: how to sketch, how to do CAD. ZBrush is a program that I've seen in a lot of more sculptural things. I see a lot of artists
Mhm.
using that, but I haven't seen so far, other than Bath and Body Works and Answers in Genesis. Those are the two industries or the two companies that we've sent our students to that they say, yeah, ZBrush is the program that we use. Could you tell us a little bit more about ZBrush? If someone's
Yeah.
unfamiliar with ZBrush, what is it and what has the learning curve for you been like?
Yeah, so ZBrush is a sculpting program. Basically, you have a ball of clay and you're shaping it and forming it to how you want it to go. It's used a lot for like you see in video games, you see with fashion, you'll see with like model sculpting, things like that. You'll see it with. It's a little bit, I will say, it's a little difficult to learn just because there's so many parts and it's a new software. So you're literally drawing and trying to figure out, okay, how can I stretch this? How can I cut this kind of thing? But once you get the hang of it, it makes sense. But it's super useful because again, you're taking a lump of clay and you're forming it to how you want it to form. There's depth to it, there's weight to it, there's so many things you can add to it to help bring it to life. And it's once you get the hang of it, it's quick, it's easy, and you can just get your idea out super fast. Then you can render it in Keyshot, which is really nice too. And
Yeah.
then you can even 3D print it, which we've done before. Let me show you this real quick.
Okay.
So this is the 3D, this is our prototype. We call these FDMs. So this is like a 3D printed model that they sent over to us so we can see it before we actually get it. Um, so we actually add like finishes on it to make
Mhm.
it look like this is a finished product. This is the FDM. So we get it to where we want it and then we'll like add the added stuff that you see on a finished product.
Yeah.
So from the FDM, we'll look at it. We'll be like, okay, we don't like what's happening here. Can we change that? Or maybe this bow is too little. We'll say, can you enlarge that bow? They'll send us
Yeah.
back something and then we'll say, okay, can we get it printed? And they're like, yeah, we can get it printed. Same thing with this one. I worked on this one last season.
Hmm.
It's 3D printed. It's a car fragrance. And I was like, okay, let's add some like gem facets to it. Let's make it
Yeah.
this big. Let's make it that big. Things like that
Yeah.
that we get them and we could that's how we like decide if we want it or not. So we those are our models, our 3D models that we get in from them.
Okay. Could you give us a little bit of an idea of what your day to day could look like?
So right now we're kind of transitioning to our summer season. So we're about to get placed, about to finish our Halloween set. So you'll see that in stores soon. So now we're brainstorming for the next Halloween and fall right now. So typically what we're doing right now is we're just getting some ideas. We have scouts that go out into different marketing. So like they just came back from Japan actually to kind of see what what's going on over there. They come back with information, what's trending, what's not trending, what are the youth doing right now. So they bring back that information. What we do from there is we do a lot of research. We take that information, we kind of put into categories. We go, okay, this is what's in right now. This is what people like. How can we combine them together? What's this age group doing? What's that age group doing? So we kind of think about all those things. We try to meet somewhere in the middle because we want to appease a lot of customers, but we can't appease every customer. That's just how it is. But we try to get somewhere in the middle. So right now what we're doing is, again, we're taking that information, we're doing some research, we're brainstorming a lot. I'm a part of a lot of mood boards throughout the category. So we work with 2D design, we work with our website design because we all want to be cohesive. So right now we're doing mood boards, we're doing some sketching. I do sketching personally. I do paper sketches and I do iPad sketches. And then for my modeling, I'll do Wacom tablets. So I'll do that with ZBrush. So I'm a little bit everywhere. Everyone has their own medium, whichever one works the fastest. Like I have some coworkers that'll do Illustrator, do all their renderings in Illustrator. Some people will do ZBrush and then render it in Keyshot. And then some people even use SolidWorks, which is interesting. So everyone's kind of everywhere. But for me personally, I do a lot of iPad sketches, paper sketches, and then I use my Wacom tablet. And Illustrator too. I love Illustrator. That's another way we use to get our ideas out, and we can showcase that to other parts of the business.
Do you ever run into like traffic jams of people trying to share files, but you're all working with different
Yes.
file types?
So what we do is we use out of the OneDrive so everyone can access it anywhere at any time. It just has to fit that framework of the server.
As a ZBrush user or an Illustrator user, you have access to the SolidWorks file, but
Yes. Mm-hmm.
are you often working with other people's files, or do you just need to have access to them to see what they're working on?
I just need to have access to see what they're working on. If I use their files, it's usually if I'm helping out, which happens a lot. Like sometimes people need, hey, can you help me? I'm a little bit overworked in some areas. I'm like, yeah, I'll help out. Then I access their files. They kind of give me the rundown of how to access it, things like that. It can be a little difficult sometimes, but we make it work.
Okay, so does that mean that the projects that you're working on are like your project, your baby that you care for and you see through to the end?
Pretty much. There are times where more than one person helps out on it, but for the most part, it's my child.
Okay. Do you happen to have any of your projects nearby, or can you show us any of the stuff you've worked
I
on?
do. If you want to take a quick field trip.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. Can I just do like a quick tour? This is like our accessory wall.
Yeah. Am I going to be able to show any of this?
Mhm,
Okay.
yeah. I'll let you know what like classify.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
And I'm sure some of the people watching are curious, is that office as fragrant as we're imagining it?
It is. I think today's scent is strawberry pound cake. I want to say.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the day scent. Yeah. So.
Do you find
like
yourself getting hungrier if there's a food-based scent?
Yes, my favorite is our gourmand cookie smell, which is really good. And
Yeah.
I want cookies so bad every time I smell it. So this is something I'm working on right now. This is for Christmas.
Yeah.
The snowflake. You might see it soon, but on the back of it, it has like a gem. So when you light it up, it like disperses everywhere, which is really fun. My favorite one right now, which you'll see soon, is the cotton candy haunted cart.
Oh, I love that.
Like a spider on it, which is super cool. And then let me go back in here. This guy right here has it lights up technology, so it'll change
Whoa.
colors. We can only
Yeah.
do 15 minutes intervals, so every 15 minutes it changes colors due to safety and regulations.
Hmm.
It's kind of like the skull, the
Yeah.
trippy skull, which is really fun. And then I can show you our other room, which is really cool too. There's like a lot of different rooms for different things. That was the wallflower room. Then we have our 2D room, which we also use in our accessory rooms because we all,
Okay.
again, work from each other. So we all have a theme for everything. So we're all together. But yeah, and then this is kind of like our shelf that we have in season that we showcase to let people know what it is. Has some couple car fragrance stuff right here too that I worked on.
Oh,
Just
the
different-
drippy skull.
Yep, this mini stuff.
Oh, yeah. And then the little cotton candy thing too. I love those.
Yeah, so exciting things you'll see in stores soon. But yeah, kind of
That's awesome.
what it is.
Okay, so you have people that are traveling. Is it always to Japan specifically, or do they travel all over
No,
to?
it's all over
country?
the world. So they just came back from Japan. They're actually heading to Milan right now.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
But they've been to South Korea. They've been to Morocco. They go everywhere all the time. And there's usually a room downstairs where they have all the souvenirs and stuff. that we get to see and kind of like touch, smell, just to kind of get a feel for what quality is, like what kind of material people use, because it's all about the experience.
Hmm.
How is the bottle? What is it made of? Is it heavy? Is it made of glass? How does that make the person feel? Does it feel expensive? Does it feel cheap? Kind of thing. So things like that. What materials people are using? What smells are they using to kind of stimulate the senses? So a lot goes into a lot of what they showcase and what they bring back, so we can kind of help the business go forward.
Yeah. And there's so many components to you designing something that is on trend.
Hmm.
I mean, you mentioned the experience. I was thinking just about, okay, scents. What scents are going to make sense? But that's not the only thing that you have to be thinking about and planning about. Do you, do you as a company source different containers? Do you design different containers?
Yes, yes, we do. It's interesting right now because we're transitioning. The business is shifting into more of a minimalistic kind of vibe. So we're kind of doing things a little bit more simpler, but with intention. So like if you look at Glossier, they have a thumbprint insignified on all their bottles to kind of have
Yeah.
like that homemade touch. So we're like,
Yeah.
okay, how can we do something like that that kind of signifies like Bath and Body Works? How can we do that? So we're doing research right now and trying to figure out what best works for us.
Hmm.
But a lot of our containers, we're moving from plastic to glass because it feels more expensive and it feels more it just feels more elevated. And we found that our customers like that because, again, we're as a corporation, we're affordable, but we also want to be kind of like top in a
Yeah.
way, but still affordable. So how can we
Hmm.
make that work, but make it still affordable for like the working class people? Just
Yeah.
things like that.
That is so interesting. Have you gotten to go on any of these trips? Is that something that is in your role?
Yeah, so every once in a while, the furthest trip I went to was New York, and
Okay.
they're like, "You're going on the plane." I'm like, "Yay, okay, great." So I did. It's called patterning. So I did patterning for about the entire day, and it was a lot. Like our scouts were like, "We're seeing this building. We're seeing this installation. We're seeing this. We're eating here because they have this theme of food that we
Hmm.
can use as a smell, maybe, and get that smell. Like, how does it make you feel? How can we translate that to our fragrances?" Things like that. So yeah, I did. I went to New York, which is really cool. I hope to go on some more. So we'll see.
Yeah. Uh, are the people that you work with, are they just like full of life? Because it feels like they're experiencing so many aspects that make life great.
Yeah, yeah, we got people from all over, like different departments, different areas, but it's nice because everyone's so creative, at least in the design department.
Yeah.
And everyone has so many different hobbies and skills that they bring to the table, and a lot of them have like side hustles too that they help that
Of
add
course.
to their resume, which is really cool to find out.
Hmm.
But yeah, everyone's just it's so cool to see what everyone's gifted in, really.
Um, yeah, it seems like that'd be just an absolute blast to work there, to get to see what's coming up, to help decide the direction of what's coming up.
Mhm.
Well, Leah, could you tell us, since you've graduated, what are some things that you've learned about the working world, about your industry, or about yourself that you might want to share with the students?
Yeah. Let's see about the industry. Okay, so I found this job honestly. It was kind of like a little like shot in the dark kind of thing. I applied to Indeed and I saw this design opportunity. I said, okay, I don't know what a wallflower is, but click. So I clicked on it, didn't hear anything back. I was like, okay, well, maybe it's not for me. But then a couple weeks later, they gave me a call and I was like, oh, they're like, hey, we saw that you're interested. Can you tell us more about yourself? And kind of went from there. And then that's when I met my boss. And he's like, yeah, tell us about what you know about wallflowers. Mind you, I had no idea what a wallflower was. So I had it
Yeah.
on my computer off to the side. I was like, yeah, I know what that is. Of course, yes. Um, and so he's like, okay, great. And so just kind of connected with him and talked about my resume and things like that. And then a little bit later on, they're like, yeah, we'd like to have you on the team. So definitely a huge blessing because that was answered prayers for sure.
Yeah.
But I think some advice I would definitely give is don't be afraid of things that you don't know of. Like I had no idea what this job would entail or like
Mm.
what it is. Obviously do your research, but don't be like, okay, well, I don't know if like that's something like I can do or not. Just go for it because there are people here that can help train you. There's some things I didn't even know, but there are people who are willing to train you to know what to do. So I would say don't limit yourself in that aspect. Again, you can always be trained in it. You don't have to have like all the criteria per se to apply to a job. Just go for it. And again, someone's always willing to train you. So I would say that. Also say in the business ask a lot of questions. When I first started, there was so much information I didn't know. And I'll admit, I tried to pretend that I knew, and that didn't work out. So always ask questions, ask for help, because they'd rather you not know what to do and ask for the information than you not having any idea and like just kind of doing whatever and messing up the whole process. So
Yeah.
ask questions where you can. There's no silly question. There's
Yeah.
like just ask your questions because it's going to help you out and it's going to help your team out in the long run. That's what I found out. Oh, and then connections is important. I found that just going to work and leaving work is not enough. Like you actually have to talk to people.
Mm.
It's good to have form a relationship. It doesn't mean you have to be buddy buddies with everybody, but
Yeah.
just get to know your coworkers outside of work too. Like they're people too, and that I found out is helpful to help with your work too because you know what some people may be going through, and then you can kind of help with the workload or vice versa, and you just kind of form a relationship with them, like a work relationship with them, which is very helpful. It can help you too later on down the road.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great advice. So let's say that someone is applying to a
Mhm.
job and you get to interview them or you get to look over their portfolio. What are some things that you might be looking for, either in their portfolio or
Mm.
in their interview, to signal to you that this is a person that is worth a shot?
Yeah, that's so interesting. I actually was looking at some portfolios earlier too about our interns. So it's really cool.
Yeah.
Honestly, passion is one of it. Like I want to, what my boss looks for too, is that he looks for side projects too, not just your school assignments. Like, what do you do on the side?
Mm.
What's exciting to you? Like I saw one person, she liked frogs and she literally drew these really cool looking frogs, but like in human forms. Like there's frogs wearing tuxedos, frogs on
Yeah.
bikes. And it was really cool and very whimsy and fun. You could just see that in her work that she really enjoyed the playfulness of things. And then just seeing sketches, like how does your brain work? Like don't just show us the final product, show us like how you got there, and things like that. And also just again, what do you do outside of work? Because we can work all day, but if you can add some extra like pizzazz to it by what you do outside or like personality, that's always great too. Oh, and then yeah, sketching, um, resume, looking at how your resume is displayed because that says a lot about you. Is it
Mm.
just like a slideshow? Is it black and white, or did you add something interesting to it that makes it visually appealing? Because that shows a lot about how you take the time to make things kind of your own versus having
Yeah.
like a cookie cutter kind of thing. Things like that we look for. The concept, honestly, my boss is like, "Can you draw? Like, just show me a drawing." That's his big
Yeah.
thing is, "Can you draw?" So things like that. Like, can you draw just on paper? Like, let's say you don't have an iPad or anything. Can you just do a regular paper sketch? That's very important
Mhm.
too.
What does it look like for you drawing at Bath and Body Works?
Yeah, I'm kind of all over the place, honestly, because one minute I'm paper, the next minute I'm on my iPad, then I'm on my computer. So it's honestly whatever I can get my hands on because I have so many ideas kind of flowing. So I'm like, okay, whatever is around me.
Yeah.
Um, and that's honestly kind of like how everybody works too. But as far as a style, everyone kind of has their own style. Like I have one coworker that has a very detailed, intricate kind of thing. Another coworker has is very playful, very loose line. For me, I would say I'm kind of in the middle, depending on what it is. Like I draw a lot of like loose kind of sketches, like thumbnails, and then I'll pick one idea or two, and then I'll really add in my detail later on.
Mhm.
So like those drawing fundamental classes are very helpful. How to draw a circle and in perspective. That's
Thank
very
you.
yeah,
Thank
it's
you.
been
Yeah.
great. Definitely been using that. So that's been good. But yeah, just I've seen definitely a lot of more hand drawing recently for me personally. That's been my thing.
Yeah. Bath and Body Works. I see them anytime I go to a mall. Do you have other freestanding stores that are not attached to a mall?
Yeah. Our biggest one is actually in Reynoldsburg. That's like our big hub where we do our testing at. So you'll see a lot of newness there up in
Okay.
Reynoldsburg.
Yeah. Now that we're wrapping up this interview, you've had so many great things to say. Is there anything else you'd like to share with the students? Any wisdom, any advice you'd have to offer?
Hmm. Definitely, definitely don't take the drawing fundamentals for granted because it's needed. It really is needed. And I just say, really, I don't really don't be afraid to put yourself out there and like just into the unknown and just be creative. Like it's a lot easier than you think once you get out here working. But don't limit yourself. Don't be like, oh, I don't know. Just go for it. Like really go for it.
Leah, this has been a just an excellent conversation. Thanks for giving these students great advice. I hope that if you're watching this video, you found something inspiring, encouraging from Leah's interview. And if you want to see any of Leah's work, find a still functioning mall, and I'm sure there's a Bath and Body Works in there. If not, Reynoldsburg sounds like the place to go. But
Mhm.
you can see Leah's work in outlets, in cars, all over the place. And Leah, thanks so much for your time. Everyone,
Yeah,
thanks so much for watching. Hope you all have a great rest of your day.
yeah.